Hey guys, I'm Dov, and today I'm back with more Total War Warhammer 2 online action. We're here once again with the great green prophet Wurzag doing his best to dance while riding a pig here. Going to be taking the greenskins up against the noble and chivalrous Bretonnians. So let's go ahead and jump to the army composition. So, Wurzag himself here, let's go ahead and take a look at his spell loadout. Of course, he's got Lore of the Big Wog, which means Foot of Gork. It's going to be great against elite tier heavy cavalry if you overcast it, so things like Grail Knights and so on. Here we go for that castable Wog, essentially. Fist of Gork is a combat stat buff and also gives magic damage, so again, going to be very good against Grail tier units with that physical resistance. Squiggly Beast gives extra magic recharge. We've also got the Wurzag's Revenge. Worth noting, these abilities here, Wurzag's Revenge gives a map-wide miscast chance, which is very powerful, and then this other one here, Warpaint to Wurzag, is giving physical resistance to all units in that area of effect. To back him up, we've got Forest Goblin Spider Riders and the Broken Tusk Mob. Infantry line is going to be 4 Goblins up front. We've got the 2 Night Goblin Regiments of Renown, the AP Loonies and the Warlord's Boys. Orc Biggins out to the flanks with Black Orcs in the center. We've also got some nasty Skulkers out on the wings to apply that armor piercing and that smoke bomb effect. We've also got 2 units vanguarded up. You can see Morgul's Mangy Marauders and the Forest Goblin Spider Rider Archers for a nice mobile skirmish force here. Morgul's Mangy Marauders, of course, are one of my favorite skirmish cav. Super fast, armor piercing, 60 unit models, solid combat stats, all around a great unit. And that's pretty much it for my build, so let's go ahead and take a look at the Bretonnian list here. We've got a few units of mounted yeoman archers, 3 in total. 2 units of Knights of the Realm with a Damsel Lore of Life, sporting Earthblood and Dwellers Below. Very interesting. Also got King Lewin Leon Kerr here on a horse, so no flying hippogriff mount this time, just on the ground. Just looking to go a little bit wider with the army, I guess. Terror is definitely strong against the greenskins, but let's see how he's able to do here. In terms of infantry, we've got a couple of foot squires who are going to trade decently against most low-tier greenskin infantry. I'm honestly not a huge fan of foot squires. My disdain for them is relatively well known, but honestly, they're not the worst unit in the world. Not like, say, these guys here, Battle Pilgrims, which are, again, going to be decent against most low-tier greenskin infantry. Less so than the foot squires, but you know, they're all right in this matchup, but I'm really not a fan. I've also got some men-at-arms with the swords here. 2 peasant mobs with a men-at-arm with polearm in the back. 1 unit of Grail Knights. So here is the elite, elite choice for this army. Field Trebuchet. And I think that's pretty much it. I may have missed a thing here or there, but I think that's pretty much everything. So let's go ahead and kick into full gear while we get this mobile phase developing. Did miss that paladin on the ground. Yeah, so this guy here, I see this, I see people do this, it's kind of like a Grail Relic. I mean, he gives that encourage, obviously no immunity to psychology, but he is significantly better than a Grail Relic in melee. But that being said, I still think the Grail Relic is a better choice, and honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of the paladin as a hero. Just personally, I feel like a lot of the old world heroes, the old world melee heroes, like the Empire Captain, the paladin, and so on, are kind of boring and not very useful. Like, they don't have very good items, they don't have any kind of useful niche abilities compared to, say, like the High Elf Noble that has anti-large armor piercing, what is it called for the Lizardmen, the Saurus Oldblood, again, anti-large armor piercing, and so on. But yeah, nothing quite like that, unfortunately, for the old world factions. But yeah, you can see we're able to get a mobility engagement here. My goal was to be able to catch these mounted yeoman archers out, and we are going to be able to slightly do so with this one. But here come the Knights of the Realm, going to be catching us a little bit here. I'm not quick enough to pull away, although we do pull away immediately after the charge. We are going to lose some unit models there. You can see the mainline engagement is getting underway as Gobos get in here. We're also bringing up the Black Orcs and the Biggins as well, so Biggins going to be crashing into this flank. Here come the Regiment of Renowned Gobos. Honestly, I probably should have just hooked these Biggins up and around and tried to get in a more defensive position, or just keep them back, because I can see these Knights of the Realm coming around. But the very nice play of my opponent here interrupts with Lua and Leon Kerr, this Black Orc and this one there. Meanwhile, over on this far side, we are going to be able to chase off those Knights of the Realm with the help of the Broken Tusk Mob here, Peasant Mob coming in to interrupt. Meanwhile, our mobile forces have much superior combat stats, so we are just going to push these mounted yeoman archers off the side of the map. If we go ahead and quickly compare here, 15 melee attack, 22 defense for the Spider Rider archers. Pretty comparable for the mounted yeoman archers. They do have slightly lower melee defense, but in particular these mangy marauders, 24 attack, 22 defense is significantly better than the mounted yeoman archers, so they will be able to win that engagement in melee. Meanwhile, over on the far side, this unit of Grail Knights is actually pulling up for a nasty side charge here, so let's watch them as they hammer home on the anvil here. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. A very nice play by my opponent too. Lewin had interrupted those two black orcs, and he's immediately going to summon up a Overcast Dwellers of Below. So this center pocket, all of a sudden, these two units of black orcs, which have taken a ton of missile fire from the Trebuchet and from the Peasant Bowmen, are all of a sudden going to get Dwellers Below. Here comes the Foot of Gork, though, smashing in on those Grail Knights, just doing a ton of damage, taking out a few friendlies as well. It is going to rout off what's left of those Biggins and so on. Fortunately, the 8-peak loonies are unbreakable, but we bring in the Nasty Skulkers to get a smoke bomb and just kind of drag down the last of these Grail Knights here. FG to get being dropped on Lewin Leon Curran himself, as here comes the Hog Lord charging in to support these tattered Black Orcs here. Going to be getting some nice value there. Really, really good value. Fists of Gork giving him juiced up combat stats. Of course, Wurzag has AP when he's on the board, so he'll be giving it to Lewin Leon Curran heavily here. You can see Lewin's taking a lot of damage. You know, the physical resistance and the regeneration is going to make Lewin pretty tanky in this form. But he actually just knocked over that Paladin, man. Lewin, he's trying to help you out, buddy. But anyway, the Hoglord's going to stand in here and do a lot of damage. Lewin is going to pull away through these his own troops here, I would imagine. Or else he's going to go down to the Hoglord, man. Some really, really pitched action here. The Damsel Lore of Life, after getting that really nice Dwellers Below, unfortunately got circle beaten by goblins. Meanwhile, over on this side, the Knights of the Realm kind of tangled up in this confused engagement here where the Biggins are not faring too well, while the Broken Tusk Mob here and the Nasty Skulkers kind of drag things down. Some nice fire coming in from that Trebuchet, and my opponent's Helm's Deep still is online. We've got a few Fanatics coming in on these Foot Squires and so on, doing a little bit of friendly fire there to those Gobos, but you know, they'll be alright at the end of the day. Over on this flank, things are starting to crumble a little bit here. The Nasty Skulkers have been able to do well, cleaning up a lot of these very tattered units, like those Grail Knights. They've been shattered down to only one unit model. Are still some Knights of the Realm hanging around, but you can see the bounce power is starting to creep more and more in our favor. Hoglord just looking to get an opportunity to finish Lewin off here. Lewin is still regenerating, so the longer that we're out of combat, the better. But I'm just desperately trying to get into my opponent's backline here. He's still got all these archers online, which could potentially be dangerous. We are able to shut down the Trebuchet, but the archers are going to pretty much finish off the Broken Tusk Mob despite their 90 armor here. They are going to just barely get to the second unit of archers before routing, but yeah, very unfortunate there. But here comes the Hoglord, and the Nasty Skulkers going to be taking out this unit of archers. So yeah, Wurzag getting in here and just giving those Bretonnian archers the business. Going to be immediately cycling over to the next unit, who are going to want to rout, seeing their friends routing through them, and the Gobos collapsing the pocket from all sides. So a very, very fun cinematic battle here. Man, this game is gorgeous. Look at the shadows on those mountains and just the colors of the Bretonnian uniforms and Wurzag, and oh man, just so beautiful. So we've caught Lewin with that final effigy to get there. Going to be cycling over to him with the Hoglord to try and finish off the leadership. There's not too much in the way that's not routed. Knights of the Realm coming in for one final glorious charge there, getting some really nice damage in, honestly. And at this point, they are going to be able to rout off some of those Orc Biggins and so on, but the Black Orcs standing resolute. They've got more incoming. Man, those Trebuchets are somehow still online despite everything. But here comes the Green Tide, and Wurzag over there getting his paws on Lewin. Doesn't quite finish him off, but gets him down to about 300 hit points. Also bowling over some of these mounted yeomen, and with that, it is going to be army losses for the Bretonnians. So very well played to my opponent. Man, my voice is going a little bit, guys. I apologize here, but super, super fun battle. Man, Wurzag, true champion there. 67 kills, dropping that Overcast Foot of Gork on those Grail Knights there. The Nasty Skulkers also on that right side ended up cleaning up what was left of the Grail Knights and getting some really nice work done on that unit of Foot Squires. The rest of my infantry didn't really pay off, to be honest. 66 kills on Biggins. You'd hope for a little more. Yeah, the real work came from the mobility and from Wurzag. 58 kills on the Broken Tusk Mobs, pretty solid. And 56 on these Morgans Mangy Marauders as well. A lot of those are mounted Yeoman Archers as well, which are lower model count units, so really nicely done there. 34 for the Goblin Spider Rider Archers. Yeah, you can see those two units of Black Orcs got shut down pretty effectively. The one managed to come back and get 42 kills, but some really nice play by my opponent there with the missiles and the dwellers below. I definitely kind of see what he was going for there. Personally, I probably would have cut this Battle Pilgrim down and just brought a little bit more defensive infantry. You can see his Knights of the Realm were able to get a lot of kills here. Unfortunately, the Grail Knight getting stomped out was a big loss of value, but the Knights of the Realm were able to do pretty well for themselves, so if he had more defensive type infantry, that was able to hold up for longer. So, for example, you cut this Battle Pilgrim, just bring some more Spearmen at Arms with shields or pole arms that have the high melee defense. They'll be able to hold out for much longer and give you a better anvil to hammer home with the Knights of the Realm and so on. Overall, I think my opponent's list was decent. I'd fine-tune a few things, and obviously you want to try and find the cost to bring Lewin up in the air, just for the fear and terror, for the massive armor-piercing gooning power, and so on. Fanchantress is also super solid in this matchup too, but yeah, those are my thoughts. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you like this kind of content, like and subscribe. I'm keeping it coming with more Total War Warhammer 2 content every single day, so stay tuned for more, and we'll see you next time.